there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lucy Watts, this is Lucy's Light. I've been doing this self-employment video series over the last couple of weeks and will continue into next month, all about self-employment, disability, chronic illness, my experiences, business planning, to really help people think about how they might be able to get into work even if they can't follow the traditional Monday to Friday 9 to 5 office job. It's about finding ways to be creative. I never thought I'd get self-employed. I never thought I'd be able to work. I never thought I'd be in employment of any kind. I thought I was destined to be on benefits for the rest of my life, and that would be my life with my condition. I would always be on benefits. I would never contribute to society. Then I started my voluntary work, and then over the years it developed into paid work, and I managed to become self-employed in October 2019. Since then I've been off employment and support allowance, ESA or welfare in the States, which enables me to be able to earn as much money as I like now, and I earn my own income and I pay my own way, which is great. In today's video I want to talk a bit about business planning, and I've created this business plan template that people can download. I'll put the link in my video description. I'll also put it in a blog on a website, and information about this business plan template that you might be able to use for your business, or to think about, even if you're not setting up a business, but to think about your business. How would you work it? To start to pad out what your business would look like. It doesn't have to be an actual business plan. It could be a planning document to see if it's feasible for you to work. In a couple of videos ago, I did a video about my business plan and went through that. The template is based on my own business plan, which I've based upon, sample plans online and amalgamated all the bits that are relevant for me. So it might not work for everyone's business, but I thought I'd create this business plan. So the front page, as you will see, has my business plan, this for the business of, and then obviously your name. You have a space for a blurb about your business, just a very couple of sentences at most. Your website link. I have a contents page on the front page because it's just saving space rather than having a separate page. Page 2 is for the business and owner details, so name, the type of business, business address, business phone numbers, your home address, your home phone numbers, and email address and other information. So that is just kind of lay out the basic information that anyone would need to know about you and your business. Then we move on to section 1. So section 1 is an executive summary. It's a business summary initially. So section 1 is the executive summary. 1.1 is the business summary. So this would be your elevator pitch, your summarising of what your business is, what it does, the services it offers, and the whys. Although I do give a section in 1.2 for the why of the business, because for a lot of people like us, the why of the business is always important than the what of the business. So section 1, business summary, and then the next page will show you that we've got the why of the business. So that's where you can include the why of your business. For me, it's not so much what people do with their business that matters, it's why they do it. What drives them to do that business, to offer that service, to work in that field, because often you learn more about a business from the whys than you learn about it from the whats. Section 2 looks at the business description, aims and objectives. I will put some screen recordings up. 2.1, the business setup, so that might be limited company, self-employed, sole trader, whatever setup, limited liability partnership. It could be any format that you have for your business, but for us obviously it'll be self-employed, sole trader in the UK. Business logistics, so all the important information about the hows and whats and whys of the business, in terms of how you will conduct the business, where you will work, whether you work from home, whether you have a car that you will use for work, things like that. 2.3 is the services offered, so the full list of services offered by your limited or self-employed company. So you would include all of those in the services offered section. 2.4, aims and objectives. Now these are really important for anyone looking at your business plan to see where you're at and where you're going. So where do you want to go from where you are today? First, business aims. Now the aims are more broad, what do you want to achieve with the company? Then the business objectives are more specific goals and outcomes. And in this plan, I have the overall objectives, generally for the business in the first 5 years, and then I split them down into short term or year 1, medium term or year 2, longer term or year 3, and then beyond year 3. So that is how I've worked out the business plan, because I think that's helpful for anyone to look at the overall objectives and then the specific objectives for each year, because it shows that you've thought out how you're going to achieve each objective each year and how you're going to reach the 5-year objectives by looking back over each year leading up to that point. Section 3 looks at the customers and competitors. 3.1, my target customers. So you need to talk about who your target customers are, how you are going to reach them, how you are going to get them to know about your business, procure your services, spread the word. But you need to be concrete about who are you targeting. So demographics, age, gender, if there's a gender, business type or organisation type, or sector, or different individuals within a sector. That you might be targeting medical professionals, but you're specifically targeting nurses, or you might be doing building work, but you're specifically looking at wood built buildings. Looking at who are your customers specifically, so what their demographics are, how you'll reach them. Then 3.2 looks at your competitors, and you actually need to list some of your competitors. This shows you have mapped out the market, and market research is everything. It's no good you building this wonderful business and pouring a lot of money into it and then having no customers to buy your services because there's a lot of competition, or you're not unique enough, or there just isn't the demand out there. Then I've gone on to the SWOT analysis. So the SWOT analysis is the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the SWOT analysis now to explain this to you. So SWOT analysis is a technique for assessing 4 aspects of the business. So you can use a SWOT analysis to see what you've got as a company or a self-employed individual and how you can make the most of that. So it determines what assets you've got in terms of strengths, what risks you've got in terms of weaknesses, opportunities you can capitalise upon, and threats to your business that you might experience. So for me, strengths are the fact that I offer personalised, unique service and I have lived experience in the fields I'm working in. Weaknesses, my health, and that I'm only one person. Opportunities would be a big grant to a charity that I'm working with from the National Lottery, for example, that would bring more money in, or increase funding into the NHS, or in a different part of the NHS who can then procure my services. I can make the most of that. Threats are things like a downturn in the market, a lack of charitable funding, a lack of NHS funding, things like that. So those are specific to me. Those are my SWOTs for me. So for you, you need to identify, first off, what are your strengths? What assets do you have? What are you good at? What have you got to offer other people? Why do people want to come to you? And, what internal resources do you have? What external connections do you have? And also things like how big your social media presence is. So a lot of my work comes through my social media presence and network. So that's another thing to think about. So then there's weaknesses. So this might be a number of things. One of these things is things that your business may lack. So you may have a lack of expertise in a certain area, or a lack of expertise in running a business that could limit you, or you might have a lack of assets or people to support you in your work. Your health can obviously be a weakness if you have unpredictable health. Resource limitations, so you might not have enough money in the business to spend money to gain money, and it may be unclear what your unique selling point is, so you might not stand out amongst the crowd. That can be a weakness. Then we look at opportunities. So, underserved markets that you might be able to work within. So I'm meeting a need of very underserved markets. The market itself as a wider market is very broad and well served, but the specific niche that I'm working with, and niche markets for self-employment is fantastic, because if you can own that niche, it works fantastically. So unmet needs within different markets, as I've just said, I'm not necessarily meeting an unmet need in a wider market, but I'm meeting the needs of a certain niche in that market. A market with few competitors, so if there's very few people doing what you do and offering the services you offer. An emerging need for your product or service, so you might be capitalising on something you've seen as an unmet need, something you've realised is not out there already, a service or a product, and you capitalise on that. So that's another opportunity. Press and media coverage for your business and your services. A high profile client sharing about your work, so that might be a famous person, an influencer, a big multinational company. And a partnership working with another major company, charity or other organisation is a massive opportunity. And then threats are emerging competitors, negative regulatory environment, so if there's a lot of new legislation that's very restrictive coming in, an oversaturated market with a lot of people doing the same job, negative press media coverage, so if you've had a bad experience, customers had a bad experience, and you've ended up in the press in a negative way, that is a definite threat, and changing customer attitudes. So, for example, I would be terrible if people move away from wanting a personalised service to a more, across the board, one-size-fits-all service. Now, we are moving towards personalised care and personalised support and person-centred businesses. But if we went back the other way to more one-size-fits-all, I would be out of business, because the personalised bit is one of my unique selling points. Further to the SWOT analysis, you can categorise these things into internal and external. So what is within the business and what is an external impact on the business. So you have external and positive, and external and negative, and internal and positive and internal and negative. So thinking about that in a more deeper way, this is all about your market research and your preparation, is working out what you can offer, how you can offer it, what your strengths are, the impact internally and externally. And it's thinking about, how you can strategize to reduce threats, to overcome weaknesses, looking at what assets you've got to overcome problems. It's about making sure your business is the best business it can be, and you've thought of everything, so no surprises, because you've thought of everything, you've planned it out, and you've worked out a way of mitigating any risks, threats, or lack of opportunity. Another part of your business is some examples of existing or regular clients. I won't share mine, but I included 2 regular clients I've got in there, and then other clients. Section 4 is for your marketing strategy. So this is how you are going to market your business, how you're going to reach other people, how you're going to sell your business to people, how you are going to raise awareness of your services. So, word of mouth and referrals is one big thing. You've got social media, digital marketing that you can use, so online, social media, websites, adverts, blogs, and so on. You've got TV adverts if you can afford it, or radio adverts if you can afford it, articles in magazines, adverts in newspapers. You could have flyers in hospitals or businesses or organisations, or within, many different places. You might have resources online that people can access. You might have a YouTube video that drives customers to your website, because that's one of the ways you work. There are lots of different things to think about how you are going to market your business to reach more clients, reach more customers, and to serve them better. Section 5 looks at your skills and experiences. So this is an overview of what experience and skills you bring to your business and what makes you qualified to offer the services you offer. So looking at experience as one, skills as another, training and qualifications that you have if you have any, and then further professional development. So looking at how you're going to further develop yourself to better meet the needs of your clients, because you need to be able to justify why you're the right person to do this job and what gives you the expertise to be able to offer these services. Section 6 is all about your fees. So that would be very personal to you. Like me, you might have 10 different services, all with a different fee, or you might offer one service with a particular fee. You might then have passive income type options, so online courses that you can include in here as well. And then 6.2 is how will I get paid? Your terms and conditions. How will you make sure clients will pay you? What is your process for ensuring payment is given if people perhaps have missed the deadline? What actions and steps you're going to put in place to make sure that things go smoothly? So thinking about, how you will ensure you get paid and things go as they are. Section 7 is all about cash flow forecast, and I've separated this into year 1, year 2 and year 3, and it looks at all the income going in, and you can add more categories to the income. I've just accumulated all my income into one bit, but income from sales and services, your own funds, so you can put your own funds into the business. You might have a loan going in there as well that you can also add to that. And then money out, so your personal drawings, insurance for your business, which is so important with self-employment, business account charges, expenses such as fuel, expenses such as technology or equipment, expenses such as a website, and expenses such as an accountant, and any other expenditures you have specifically relating to your business, and anything that draw money out of the business. So looking at all of that, and then you total that for the total money going in each year, the total money coming out, obviously in your forecast each year, the balance, and then the opening balance of your bank account and the end balance of your bank account at the end of the year. So this is a forecast, but it's trying to set in stone what you're going to achieve, how much money you're going to earn. You might not achieve it, you might get more, you might get less, but it gives a forecast to anyone looking at your business plan, a loan company, a bank, anyone that needs to see what your forecast is. And then the same things for year 2 and again for year 3. So that's a very important part of your plan. And then finally, section 8, I've included a section called My Backup Plan. What have you got in place as a backup if your business doesn't take off, or you need to close your business, you become too poorly, or there just isn't the market there anymore? So can you do other services, diversify your services? Could you go and get an employed job? Or would your backup plan be you would have to go on benefits if you became too ill to work? You need to think about your backup plan and lay this out for anyone to show them that you've thought out how you're going to back up your work if anything doesn't go to plan, your health changes, or so on and so forth. So think about all of those things. I hope this has been a useful video for you today about your business plan. Do check out the link in the description of the video with the link to download this business plan template that you can use. It's free to use, free to amend as much as you like. Also check out my website where I'll have it in a blog as well. I have a bit on a blog all about this, and you can download the document from there as well. And I hope this has been useful. You've learned something, you've considered something very different. As I said at the beginning, the business plan doesn't need to be a solid business plan. It can just be used as a planning document to see if you could even get into work, if it's feasible at all. So you don't have to have a business that you're going to plan about. Use it to play about with your ideas to see if you've actually got a business idea that's worth pursuing as well. It's a very good document to use for that as well. Please do hit the thumbs up if you found this interesting and useful. If you want to see my videos regularly, subscribe and hit the notification bell, or just check back on Monday and Thursday afternoons because that's when I post my videos. I will see you next time. Please continue looking up at this self-employment series. It will be on a playlist on my home screen on my YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. I hope today's been a good day.